To our next guest, Uri Pilichowski. He's an educator and activist who, I understand, thanks for being with us, I understand, in support of the Prime Minister's annexation plan. So I want to get your thoughts on a few things here. Again, thanks for being with us. There's been a mixed picture, at least as far as we can understand, of who exactly is supporting the moves by the Prime Minister. Where do you see the main base of domestic support being for Prime Minister Netanyahu's plans?
I think that it's pretty much split, as Jonathan said. I think that within the settlers, the Yesha community, you find a split: people that are nervous, people that are anxious about the plan, but everybody excited for sovereignty, that's for sure. The question is just about how do we go about doing it.
You mentioned the excitement over sovereignty. Where's the real benefit right now? I mean, what would change from today to tomorrow if this annexation is carried out?
So I think the first thing you have to realize is that the benefit doesn't have to be practical, although there are practical benefits. I think the first thing is just justice. For 53 years, for 2,000 years, we've assumed that this is our land. Historically, it's our land, Judea and Samaria, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to have self-determination on this land just as much as we do in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv or Netanya. I think that's the first. It's a correction of an injustice. The second and more practical benefit is when I want to put an extension on my home or build new apartments here in my town, I have to go to the Ministry of Defense and have a whole level of bureaucracy that nobody in Israel has to suffer. That has to change. That has to end. And sovereignty will bring that end. We'll have the same rules as anywhere else in Israel.
Now, you mentioned there being maybe no practical benefit right off the bat here, but there's a price to be paid probably in the region. Already we're seeing some of that fallout amongst your Palestinian neighbors, the Jordanians in an uproar, really the greater international community in an uproar. How steep of a price should Israel be paying for what, as you say, doesn't necessarily carry any practical benefits?
Well, I just want to correct. I think there is a practical benefit in terms of the laws changing. That is practical. I just think that there's a greater benefit in the correction of an injustice. But there definitely is a practical benefit. And the truth is, I think there's a lot of noise, but I haven't really seen any sort of damages or price to be paid for Israel going forward with this. Jordan talks a big game, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't make light of it, but I don't see Jordan really doing anything. The European Union has already stated that they're not going to go forward with sanctions. So I don't think the price is as heavy as those of us in our communities who are fearful of a big price are trying to make it seem.
Well, there's certainly been other issues in the recent past where there was much ado about nothing made before things happen. This may or may not be one of those. But along those lines, what do you expect Prime Minister Netanyahu to actually do in these coming weeks? You think we'll see some change?
I'm an educator, not a prophet. What I would hope that he would do is I hope he would go forward with the entire sovereignty as it's stated in the Trump plan, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I think that's what I'm hoping. What he does is anybody's guess.
Thank you very much, Uri Pilichowski, for coming to us here.